Good evening. I will try my level best to chase away your anxiety and fear of maths exam. Okay, actually you can answer maths exam confidently without any fear if you properly know the question paper, pattern, from which concepts the questions are coming and so on. So I think that is where you need to know how know from which areas the questions are coming. So I am here to guide you regarding the same. Let us quickly have a look at the pattern of the question paper. You have a part A, 1 mark questions, 15 MCQ, 5 fill in the blanks. So compulsory, no choice. Part B, 2 mark questions. You have to answer 6 out of 9. Part C, you have to answer again 6 out of 9. Part D, you have to answer 4 out of 7. And part E, it is 6 and 4 marks. So there is an internal choice between 6 marks and there is an internal choice between 4 marks. So let us move into the details. Okay, now these are some tips when you write the exam. This is very important because see, how much ever you prepare for the exam, ultimately what matters is what you do in those 2 hours 45 minutes. Okay, so the efforts that you've put in for all your entire year depends is evaluated there in those 3 hours. So see, during the first 15 minutes you are given the question papers to read. So as you read the question paper, plan what to answer in part B, C, D and E. Okay, next, when you start writing, a bell will ring where you have to start writing. So leave the first 2 pages from your booklet to answer part A. Do not start answering part A first. Leave 2 pages blank. This is important. Leave 2 pages. Don't start part A. Directly start part D and E. Okay, go to part D. First answer 4 questions. Then go to part E. Then you start answering C, B. Finally come to part A. Okay. Why I'm telling this is if you start with part A, if you get stuck in thinking, and you never know how time runs in the exam hall, and ultimately you will not have time for part D and E. You know the answers, but there is no time to write. So this shouldn't happen, students. So kindly follow this. And also, when you answer part B and C, first answer only those questions which you know. You know the answer, you do the questions. Don't waste time again there in choosing the 6 and thinking and all that. It is absolutely okay to mix part B and C questions when you write, but ensure that you write the question number correctly. Okay, it's okay. Now 2 questions you answered from part C, then you don't know other questions, you want to move to part B. Okay, it's okay to mix, but see that you write question numbers clearly. Okay, now I will start with part D. This is one from one of the model papers. I just took a part D section. See, the first question number 39 will be from relations and functions chapter. Okay, question number 40 is from matrices. Question number 41 is fixed for matrix method. Question number 42 is second order derivatives 99%. But if you observe the 3 model papers, in the 3 model papers, 3 different questions are given. So see, in this paper, second order differentiation is given. In one of the paper, continuity is given. In the other paper, parametric is given. Then second order is asked. So compare the 3 questions, but it is from second order most of the times. Okay. Next, question number 43 is from integration. This derivation along with the problem. Okay, then question number 44 is linear differential equation. And question number 45 is from applications of integrals. Now, you have to choose 4. So, which 4 are favorable to you? Question number 39, because there are some questions, only few questions are there which you have to prove 1-1 on 2. You have to check whether they are bijective. So question number 39 is favorable. You have to just practice because they will not give a question out of nowhere. They will give question which is in the textbook, and there are around 4 to 5 questions. That's it. So it must be easy for you to learn question number 39. Same thing with question number 40. I know this is your favorite question. Everyone will love to answer question from matrices. Okay, I don't need to explain more on question number 40. 41 is also your favorite, matrix method. But this is not exam friendly because matrix method takes time. Also, there are no highest chances of making mistakes. Now, what I have seen in the first preparatory exam, if 10 students have answered matrix method, only 2 have got full marks, full 5. Others have lost marks in the calculation. So plus minus mistakes. So and it is time consuming. So this is not exam friendly. Procedure is easy, but because of the plus minus and too many calculations, you tend to make mistakes. So a lot of practice is required if you are going for matrix method. Question number 42, favorable again from differentiation. Now question number 43 can be a backup. Question number 43 can be a backup for those who can study the integration of these, these derivation. There are 6 derivations. There are 6 derivations. If it is possible for you to by heart the formula and learn the derivations are easy. Problem is you have to by heart the formula. So at least you can secure your 3 marks if you're not able to answer the problem. But this problem will be same as applying this derivation formula. This is just a backup. You can keep it as a backup if you are able to learn. 44 is not advisable because you may find differential equation difficult because integration is something you will not study. So forget about 44, but 45. 45 usually circle or ellipse will come. Circle or ellipse. So how many questions are we done? So 39, 40, 41, 42. These are favorable. Also your 45. Than matrix method question number 45 is better. Okay. Area, circle and ellipse is no important one. Okay. So 4 are done. You can keep this matrix method as backup. Matrix method is your first backup. Integration 43 is your second backup. In case matrix method went wrong, you didn't get, see the answer for matrix method will be always integers like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3 like that. You won't get fraction for matrix method. Okay. So in case when you solve, no, you didn't get integer answer, you didn't get nice answer, you have messed up the matrix method, it's okay. Okay, don't worry. If you have learned 43rd, that is integration derivations, you can go for it. So you can keep it as your second backup. Okay, so I hope I am clear with part D. We'll just quickly have a look at part D questions. Now I have taken these questions. I think somebody's audio is on. Yeah. Okay. So this is your question number 39 from relations and functions. I have just given 5 questions. These are not the all. This type. Okay. I took these questions from your question bank. From your question bank. Refer your question bank to get the questions. I have just put up few questions here for you to get an idea. Okay. So this is from relations and functions. These are questions from your matrices chapter, your favorite. Okay. And I've just put 3 questions, students. There are around 6 to 7 questions in your textbook based on matrix method. Okay. Then these are your second order derivative. Important, this tan inverse, sine inverse, this problem, cos and this. Okay, these are very important. And this is from your model paper. This is from model paper. Okay.
Somebody unmute, please kindly mute yourself.
Okay. So these are the 5 other. No, this is from second differentiation, second order. There is a continuity problem. I'll show it later. So from these questions, these are important. Sine inverse, tan inverse are usually asked. If you just go through more previous year question papers, you will know their importance. This is what I was talking about, your circle and ellipse. Very, very easy. And no, just one derivation you have to do. So similar steps. This is what you will find much easier than matrix method. Easy to do. Also, this particular question number 11 in your this one question bank. This is worked out in your textbook and it is there in your model paper. So don't ignore this. Study circle, study ellipse. Also ellipse with numbers. Okay, ellipse with numbers also can be asked. So study for that also. Just A and B you have to replace with numbers. Also this question is there in your model paper. Also it is worked out in your textbook. So concentrate more on this because this is much better than matrix method. It will save a lot of time. And this is what I was talking about, the derivation, 6 derivations, and along with that their problems will come. Okay. This is your second backup. If it is in your capacity to study, then you please study. Okay. So moving on. So this is done with part D. We are done with part D. I hope you got an idea about part D. Now moving on to your part E. So we are discussing now 4-mark questions. I am discussing the 4-mark questions here. This combination is from your model paper. Okay. Find K. This question is find K from continuity. This is from determinants chapter. So what you have in part E for 4 marks is, one is from continuity and differentiability, and the next one is from determinants chapter. Observe here, hence find A inverse. This is an important question. Here again differentiation is asked. Here hence find A inverse and find K is asked. See students, till last year, combination of find K and hence find A inverse, there was an internal choice between these two. These two questions were fixed, but now this year they have removed that. They have given only the chapter name, continuity and differentiability and determinants. So, but observe here, in this combination you see find K question is there. Though this one hence find A inverse they didn't give, but here find K is there. Here you observe find K they didn't give, but they have given A inverse. Observe here, they have given find K. So one among find K or find hence find A inverse will come. So you shouldn't give an internal choice here. You should study both find K problems and hence find A inverse problems. Along with that, please study this question. AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. Okay, this is bit lengthy actually. AB whole inverse, B inverse, A inverse is bit lengthy. So find K is much better. There are only find K around 4 to 5 problems. Very easy. You'll just in half a page it will get over. So concentrate more on find K problems. See to it that you learn them properly. Okay. So this is about 4 marks. So I have just see here around how many questions are there. Okay, this question number 21, they have asked for 5 marks in your model paper. Okay, so this has shifted to 5 marks. Here there are 4 questions. You observe them carefully. These are the important 4 find K problems. Okay, so this can be asked for 4 marks. Then this is hence find A inverse and related to determinants, what questions they can ask. So this is from your question bank. There is question bank released by the board. I hope it has reached you. So I have extracted it from the question bank to give you an idea. So these are the hence find A inverse problems for 4 marks. Moving on to 6 mark questions. So LPP, 6 marks. I know everyone is going to answer LPP. There is an integration question, properties of integral. So that many may not attempt. Maybe very few students may go for it. But what you are relying on is LPP problem. So see students, there are almost 12 questions in your book. Whatever question is in your textbook only, that is going to come. So please study LPP properly. Please draw the graphs and learn the graphs. Don't ignore, don't be overconfident in answering LPP. Please solve and practice them. Now, what I've observed is, see, look at this question number 30. When you solve this problem, you will get Z max is equal to 600 for 2 of the corner points. So one of the corner point, you will get 600. One more corner point also, you will get 600. The corner point is 120, 0 and 60, 30. So what do you conclude? Now conclusion is important. Z max is 600. Some of you know, many of you just write at 120, 0 and 60, 30. It is not like that. Whenever you have 2 points of maximum, you will write at all the points on the line segment joining. This conclusion is important. If you don't write this statement, your 1 mark is gone. Please be careful. When you get 2 points of maximas or 2 points of minimas, it is not, the maximum is not just at that point, but at every point on the line joining. Okay, so this is very important. If there is just a single, then finished. Z minimum is this at 4, 3. Z max is 18 at 4, 3. If there is single value, no problem. Whenever the maximum is at 2 points, this statement is compulsory. So this is where you can lose marks in the LPP also. Do not forget to write the scale. Scale is important. Feasible region, whatever region you shade, if you are shading this particular region, write feasible region inside the shaded portion. Just write feasible region. This you should write. Feasible region. If you don't write a sentence below. The shaded region is the feasible region. Okay, that is important. That feasible region word is important when you are doing the LPP problem. Don't give any chance for the evaluator to cut your marks. Okay, so I hope, am I clear with part D and E? Do you want any clarification for part D and E? Is D and E clear? Did you get an idea? Use the chat box. D and E is clear. Can I move on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, fine. Let's proceed. Now, look at this. I have written a comparative data. I've just combined your 3 model papers and I've written part B and C weightage. Okay. Look at the first column in red color, that is model paper 1. From your model paper 1, part B. So you can see on the screen, from relations functions part B, there is no question. Part C, one question. Inverse trigonometry, you just see. Okay. I hope you're having a look. Observe, I will go chapter wise. Relations and functions. See here. Model paper 1 in part C you have one question. In model paper 2 also part C one question. Model paper 3 also part C one question. So what you can analyze from this is, from relations and functions there is going to be definitely one question for part C. That is your reflexive, symmetric, transitive, equivalence relation. I will show you the questions later, just giving you an idea. So from relations functions, you have to compulsorily study 3-mark questions if you want 3 marks. Okay. Next, inverse trigonometry. Observe, here there are 2 questions, one in part B, one in part C. Here only one question in part C, here 2 questions in part B. So what you can infer is, you will get 3 marks or 4 marks. So from here, 3 marks from relations functions. Here from inverse trigonometry, 3 or 4 marks you will get. Okay. Next, coming to matrices, you have part C one question, part C one question. Here in model paper 3, they have given a question in part B, but actually it carries 3 marks. It should have been actually given in part C only. So from matrices, you can take down a 3-mark question. You can expect a 3-mark question only. Okay, model paper 3 is little weird. It is not favorable. Some errors are there. So matrices, you can expect a 3-mark question. Sum of symmetric and skew symmetric. So you're familiar with the questions. Coming to determinants, this is fixed. Part B one question, part B one question, part B one question. And this question is from exercise 4.2. It is fixed. From exercise 4.2, one question will be there in your question paper, which will give you 2 marks. Next, continuity and differentiability. Observe, 2 questions, 2 questions, 2 questions. So one question in part B, one question in part C. Now what comes from continuity and differentiability? There are 3 types of differentiations: implicit, logarithmic, parametric. So implicit and logarithmic can be asked for 2 marks, parametric for 3 marks. I will show you the questions later. I am just giving you a brief idea. Applications of derivatives. Again, 2 questions. Here 3 questions, here 2 questions. So you will get 3 to almost 5 marks. So 5 marks, approximately 5 you can get from applications of derivatives. Now integration, many may find it difficult, something you will not study, no? Okay, but what I suggest is study exercise 7.1 and 7.2. And this 3-mark question is fixed from partial fraction. 3-mark is a partial fraction question. Okay, so that I will tell you which you have to study. I will, as I move, I will tell. Now, differential equations is something that to part B, this I think you can leave out this, because you won't know which to study from this. Okay, something that's not favorable to study. What you concentrate in differential equations is order and degree. Just to concentrate on order and degree. So that will give you 1 or 2 marks in MCQ. Part A, it will help you. Order and degree, definitely it will be there in part A. So do not miss out on order and degree. From differential equation, you study order and degree. That's more than enough. Okay. Next, vectors. My vectors 3D and probability. My sincere suggestion is study everything. This you can't keep on a backup. You have to study everything, because vectors 3D and probability comes only in part ABC. There is no vectors 3D probability will not come in part D. It will not come in part E. So it comes only in part ABC. And if you study these 3 chapters, you will score maximum. Okay. So observe vectors. You have 2 questions. Again, model paper 2 questions. Here 2 questions. 3D also 2 questions each. So giving you a total of 5 marks. 5 marks from vectors, 5 marks from 3D. Probability also you have 5 marks. Okay, so now let me move on to the questions. Now, relations and functions, this is what I was talking about. Now, determine whether it is reflexive, symmetric, transitive. See this. You have to write its roster form. See whether it is reflexive, symmetric, transitive. So I've just put up a few questions. Even this was there in your model paper. L1 is perpendicular to L2. T1 congruent to T2. Mod A minus B is a multiple of 4. All these are important questions. Now, which are more important? Go through previous year model papers. Now, all of you have your DKPUC book. We have given you a DKPUC book. All the students have got it. From any college you are, you have that book. Maths Made Easy book. That book in the last, there are 3 model papers released by the board, and along with that, there are 7 extra model papers. Go through them. So you have 10 model papers, recent, fresh 10 model papers in your hand. Go through them. This will give you an idea of what question will come. Refer previous year question papers. Now, previous year question papers may have a different pattern. That is okay, but the importance of the questions will remain the same. Blueprint may be different, that you forget. But the questions, the importance of the questions remains the same. So that won't change. Okay, so please concentrate on previous year question papers to get an idea of which question is important. The first question is highly important. What is given in this screen, what you can see in the screen. Okay, many years it is repeated. And which year it is repeated, you will understand by looking into your that Maths Made Easy book. That book, when the question is printed in the bracket, they will give which year it has appeared. So you can understand the importance of that question. Okay. So this 3-mark question is what I was talking about. There are many questions. You can see the number 19 here. I have not put all the questions, but please go through the previous. If you can't study everything what is given in the question bank, go through the previous year question papers and make a choice. Okay. Now, inverse trigonometry, something that you all know, do not like this chapter. Maybe you know this, maybe beyond your capacity, you feel it's okay. My sincere request is study these questions, which you can see on the screen. Simplest form is very important for 3 marks. This comes for 2 marks. These 2 derivations are very important. So this can be asked, but these 2 are very important. Sine inverse 2x root 1 minus x square. Study these 2 derivations, and simplest form, students, here I've written only 3 questions. I'm sorry, there are 7 questions in your textbook. If you open your textbook from the exercise, study all the 7. Study all 7 from exercise. Simplest form. Including the worked out example. I am telling you the number 7, including the worked out example. Simplest form. Very important. Simplest form, you will have 1 question, and that prove that if it comes, you are lucky. No, total 5 marks, but no, if even 1 question comes, simplest form comes, you'll get 3 marks. Why leave it? So give a try. To study this, it will not even take half an hour. So please give a try. Inverse trigonometric functions. Don't leave this, okay? Matrices. Now coming to matrices, this is the favorite question, is it not? Sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. But this only need not come. This question also has become paper setter's favorite. Yeah. Am I audible? What happened?
Yeah, ma'am, you're audible now.
You're audible, ma.
Something happened.
We
Wait
lost
1
you in
minute.
between. Now it's clear.
Okay, it's fine. Is it fine now?
Yeah,
Yes,
fine
yes.
now, fine.
Okay, thank you. So what was I telling? Yeah, this f of x into f of y is equal to f of x plus y. This is there in your model paper for 2 marks. Okay, that's what I told you. There's an error in model paper 3. This should have been asked for 3 marks. Okay, it deserves the 3 marks. Also, this AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. This proof is important. Also, here I've given 1 more question. This is from your question bank. So go through the question bank, but this is very important. Expressing sum of a matrix as a sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. Okay, so do not leave out matrices. This is your favorite chapter, I know. Please do study the questions. Now, determinants. This is, everybody should get these 2 marks. This is from exercise 4.2. This is a fixed question. I can say Fevicol question. 1 among the 3 will come. That is either to find equation of the line, or find area of triangle, or area of triangle will be given. You have to find K. These are the only 3 type of questions in that exercise. Now, first thing is clearly, many students make mistakes here. So I would like to write it. First, write area of triangle formula, half into x1, y1, 1, x2, y2, 1, x3, y3, 1. This much if you write, you will get 1 mark. Forget about solving the problem. You write this formula, you will get 1 mark. 1 more mark is for getting the answer. Now, for coming to the first question, when equation of line is asked, if there is a line, area of triangle is 0, there is no triangle formed at all, then half into, you should first write x, y, 1, then use these points, 3, 1, 1, 9, 3, 1. Expand the determinant, get the answer. This is for equation of line. This is for equation of line. Don't write equation of line is equal to. It is 0 is equal to. Understand, students? It is 0 is equal to. Next, finding area of triangle direct. Write this formula, substitute the 3 points in the place of x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3. Expand the determinant, you will get the answer. Now, coming to this find k. Now, area of triangle is given as 4 here. But when it is find k problem, you have to consider the area as plus or minus 4. First, write this formula. Below area of triangle, you will write plus or minus 4 is equal to half into. Okay. Minus 2, I'm looking at this and writing. Minus 2, 0, 1, 0, 4, 1, 0, k, 1. This 2 you multiply here, plus or minus 8, and then minus 2, 0, 1, 0, 4, 1, 0, k, 1. Expand the determinant, take 2 cases under plus or minus, and you should get 2 values for k. This is important. Many of you just take plus 4 and continue, and you get only 1 value for k, and you will lose 1 mark. Please register this properly, students. It's a Fevicol question. This won't change at all. 1 among the 3 will come. So if it is find k, they purposely ask find k so that you lose 1 mark. So find k when it is asked, you have to get 2 values. Remember this. This is from exercise 4.2. Study all the questions which are in exercise 4.2. Okay? Yeah. Next, coming to differentiation. Now, this is called as implicit differentiation, where you differentiate as it is. So, if I consider this, y differentiation is dy by dx, sin y is cos y dy by dx, cos x differentiation is minus sin x. Then you separate out the dy by dx and get the answer. So, this is called implicit differentiation. Now, this is logarithmic. I have just put few questions. These are not all the questions. Again, I'm telling, I have just put these questions to give you an idea of what questions I am talking about. Similar questions are there in your textbook and the question bank. Please refer more. Refer more. This is not enough. I have just put this type only. So implicit usually comes for 2 marks. Logarithmic, if it is a smaller in 2-3 steps, if you're getting the answer, it is for 2 marks only. Okay. Little lengthier logarithmic is also there. That can be asked for 3 marks. Okay. So logarithmic is 2 or 3 marks. Next, you have, okay, this what you can see on the screen is parametric differentiation. This is very, very important for 3 marks. So you will have a question from parametric differentiation. Okay, every year there is a question from parametric differentiation, and these are important ones. Theta plus sine theta. Here you have. This is the only question in parametric differentiation which makes use of product rule. So purposely they ask this so that you make mistakes. Okay, so this question includes product rule. So study this properly. Do not miss out on this. Also this question, tan theta by 2, favorite of the paper setters, and also this. So these are no frequently asked questions. The others are easy. They are directly very simple ones. What I have put tick, they are little very important because there are more steps involved. Weightage is more. Okay, so please do not leave out any question from parametric differentiation. Please study every question from parametric differentiation. Very, very important for 3 marks. It will come. It's fixed. Okay, please. 3 marks. Okay, we move on. Now, applications of derivatives. Now, this is where you all find difficulty. I know that. Because you don't pay attention, differentiation is over, then by the time integration comes, you almost are gone. So then your applications of derivatives, you find it difficult because the differentiation only ultimately you find it difficult and you feel everything is mixed up. I can understand that. Please have a clear idea. Applications of derivatives, you have three concepts. First concept is on the screen, increasing, decreasing. This is very important either for 2 mark or for 3 mark. Very important either for 2 mark or for 3 mark. This question will be there in your question paper. Find the intervals in which the function is increasing, decreasing. Very important, students. Somehow, even if you don't know, beg your teachers to teach and see to it that you learn this. Okay, I cannot teach everything here. I'm here just to give a brief idea. So increasing, decreasing, please study, do not leave. Now, these two questions are very important, I'll tell you. If this question comes, you're lucky. So this is easy. 10 minutes are enough to study this. Solution to this is in page number 56 in your DKPUC book. I'm telling this so that no gambling a little bit. No, these are important. There are this type, there are 4 to 5 questions, but among those 5 questions, these are very important and simple ones, which can be asked for 3 marks. Okay, they tend to choose these 2 questions because it is simple. Okay, so page 56 has the solution to this in your DKPUC book. Please make use of this book. Study these 2 problems. Very, very important. If this comes, you will have a smile on your face. Okay, so because you have learned it. Okay, do not ignore these 2 questions. This comes from maximum minimum concept. Next comes your rate measure. Okay, rate measure is very simple. You have to study only the problems which are small solution. Okay, in your rate measure exercise, there are many questions. Choose only those questions which have small solution. Okay, study from your book. Now, this is MCQ question. This one, no, this one, total revenue, total cost. These are MCQ questions. Aram se you can answer this. You have to simply differentiate this function and put x equal to 7. You will get the answer. Okay, what is the differentiation of this one? I will do 13x square. So you will get 26x plus 26. In this, put x equal to 7. So 26 into 7 plus 26 is the answer. Finished. So even this, find the area of circle. These are all simple problems. Small solutions. So do not leave. This is rate measure is fixed for 2 marks. You can expect a rate measure question for 2 marks. Then maxima minima. Now this is where you have a lot of confusion because there is maxima minima, there is local maxima, local minima, there is absolute maxima, absolute minima. Now understand there are 3 categories in maxima minima. First category is direct. Directly, without using any method, you can tell the maxima minima. Next one is local maxima, local minima, where you use your first derivative test or your second derivative test. Okay, second derivative test. Next one is your absolute maximum and absolute minimum. So please go through all the 3 categories, understand what it is, then it will be really easy. Now observe here, mod x. You know from the graph, this is the graph of mod x. So what is the minimum it can take? Minimum is 0. What is the maximum? Can you tell a maximum for mod x? No, maximum does not exist. Did I use anything? No, this was direct. So what is direct can be asked even for MCQ. Okay, so point of inflection. Another thing for MCQ is point of inflection, where there is no maxima, no minima. This one has a point of inflection at 0. Okay, 0, 0 is the point of inflection for x cube. Also for x cube plus 1, 0, 0 is the point of inflection. MCQ question. Okay, so understand, students, try to solve these 3 types. It is there in your book. Solutions are there in your book. Go through the solution, you will understand. Because it is simply the very simple differentiation, which you know. Differentiation, you know. Okay, it is easy. X cube differentiation, 3x square. What is there in that? It is easy. You can learn. So this is just based on differentiation, putting f dash of x equal to 0, finding critical points. That's all. So go through the 3 concepts separately. Don't mix up everything. First to see for which questions you can get direct answer. Separate those questions. For which one you have to use first or second. Usually we go for second derivative test. Only if second derivative test fails, we come to first derivative test. So do those problems separately. Then absolute maxima, absolute minima, solve them separately. See the solution. You will understand. Use that Math Made Easy book. Solution is clearly given. You will understand that easily. Have patience. Do not ignore this chapter. It can give you 5 marks, students. And also MCQ. There are questions from MCQ also. So this is going to really help you if you can study. Okay. So applications of derivatives is, I think I've covered it up. Yes. Next is integrals. Now from integration, I am leaving the chapter. That is what many of you have decided. But humble request, study partial fraction. Integration by partial fraction is a fixed question for 3 marks. Okay, integration by partial fraction. Observe the denominator here. This is linear factors where you don't have to do anything. You have to simply write x divided by x minus 1 into x minus 2 as a by x minus 1 plus b by x minus 2 and solve. Last step integration, only one formula will be used, log mod, finished. But here look at this question. This type also can come. Here there is a repeated factor. X plus 1 whole square is there. So how do you write this? This one you will write it as a by linear factor is only x plus 3. So a by x plus 3 plus b by x plus 1 plus c by x plus 1 whole square. Then you have to solve this. Only this two type, repeated factor and linear factor will come. Mostly it is linear factor only 90%, but sometimes they can ask repeated also. I will not say that they will not ask, but please study both of them. They are very easy. Okay, only one formula will be used of integration, log mod. Please go through this, very easy. And if you further feel, okay, I will study integration, then what you should study is integration by parts. These 3 questions are from your model papers. By parts you can study. Also you can study exercise 7.1 completely, and from 7.2 the ones which are small and easy. Okay, from integration, study integration by partial fraction, that is for 3 marks. Then for 2 marks, study integration by parts and exercise 7.1. Now this question is from exercise 7.1. In integration, when they ask you a question, they will ask a small question. This is for 2 marks. What I have written here is for 2 marks from part B. If they have to ask you a small question, it has to be from exercise 7.1 or from 7.2. But 7.2 has lengthy questions also. Just ignore them. What you can understand that you study, small ones. Okay. They can ask the same part B question with the definite integral. They can put limit here. 0 to 1 they can put. So definite integrals, the exercise of definite integrals, I'm not sure of the exercise number, 7.7 or 7.8. Okay, 7.8. 7.8 is definite integrals. So in that also there are small questions. Okay, exercise 7.8, small questions are there with the definite integrals. That also can be asked for 2 marks. So which you can understand, which is within your capacity, that you study. Okay. So this is all about integrals. So instead of skipping the whole chapter, study at least this much. It will give you some marks. Okay. It is easy. That is why I'm telling. Next is vectors. I told you study everything. That's the ideal statement. Vectors, study everything. Now what is important is these questions, what you can see on the screen, are previously appeared questions. Am I audible? Am I audible?
You're audible, man. Audible.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So these questions on the screen are very important ones. You have to study everything, but what I have projected on the screen are the most important ones. So you can just have a look and observe here. From cross product, you will have these questions. One among these, your area of parallelogram is there. These 3, what I have ticked is from cross product. One among the questions from cross product will come. This is section formula derivation. That is also very important. Okay. Yes. Next, you have 3D students. In 3D, very important is angle between the lines. And here also angle between the lines. This question is very important. Very important. It's in your model paper. And shortest distance is very important. Please do study shortest distance. This one question is distance between parallel lines. Very important. Okay. Next, moving on to probability. Probability, even if you're leaving the whole chapter, please study these questions, which are from Bayes theorem. This is Bayes theorem questions. Bayes theorem is fixed for 3 marks. You will have a Bayes theorem 3-mark question from probability. Okay, now lastly, just 5 more minutes. certain tips what I want to give you is write all the formulas in a list, read it every day. From today onwards, you will start. Tomorrow morning, get up, make a formula list, all the formulas from all the chapters, read it every day, morning and evening. Just read it, it will automatically be by hearted. And please try to use no mobile 2 hours before sleep and 2 hours after waking up. Okay, during exams, your mobile timings reduce only to half an hour. There's no, if you keep aside your mobile, automatically your marks will escalate. Okay, then one more tip is do not strike out anything that you write in the answer paper. Do not strike off anything that you write in the answer paper, because what you strike off may be correct, what you write later may be wrong. So do not strike off anything. And sometimes in MCQ, you can also use the options to get the answer, especially integration problems. You have to differentiate the options. Okay, this is a small trick. Also regarding grace marks, sometimes grace marks may be there, but you won't be aware when you're writing the exam. So what you can do is, after you answer your entire paper, just write the question numbers what you have not attempted, and write some equation what is there in that question, because you will get grace marks only if you attempt that question. Okay, only if you attempt the question you will get grace marks. So see to it that whatever questions you have not attempted, write that question number, write whatever equation is there in that question and keep, so that in case there is a grace marks, you will get it. Also students, just one information for part A. Part A in your textbook, please refer page number 262. This formula, one thing, part A, I can't discuss much because you have to study the entire textbook if you want to score full in part A. Also students, there is a Satish Naik PDF of MCQs from the board. Study every MCQ from that PDF, you will definitely get it. Okay, study every MCQ from that PDF. That PDF all your teachers have forwarded to you, I'm very sure, because it has come from the board. So please make use of that PDF. Study every MCQ. It is almost 58 to 60 pages MCQ PDF. Please study MCQs from that PDF. It will really help you. Yes, sir. I think I've taken more time than given. I'm sorry. Thank you, students. Anything to ask?
Ma'am, I hope we will thank you for the session, ma'am. We really felt like we are sitting in a good mathematics class, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for the session. Students, you can just relax yourself. I know this is, but the tips are, really worth noting down. So if you want to note it down, please note it down also. We'll take Q&As at the end. So we have 2 more sessions remaining. One is on physics and biology. So we'll have biology and we'll have the physics, and we'll have few tips from George also on how to attempt the exam.